Sometimes we do and say things that actually when we look back on it are quite shameful. I did this a few years ago. I got up one morning, I'd had a shower, I'd come back to the bedroom to get dressed. My wife, bless her, was still in bed, half asleep. And as I started to get dressed, I put on a new, clean, ironed shirt. Not this one, as I say, story was a few years ago. I put the shirt on and it was very, very tight round the collar. I really struggled to get the top button done up. Now, what did I do? Well, I called over to the wife and I said, words to the effect of, darling, I think you might have put the wrong shirt in the wardrobe. And she sort of mumbled half asleep, what do you mean? And I said, well, I think you must have put one of the kids' shirts because this shirt is really not my shirt, it doesn't fit. And she said, no, she's a little bit clearer now. She said, no, darling, that is your shirt. I thought about it for a second and then I said, do you know what, darling? I think you might have washed this shirt at the wrong temperature. Now, I'm no expert on these things. Doing the laundry isn't my thing, but I've got a vague idea that if you wash certain material at completely the wrong temperature, it might shrink. So this was my theory. She quickly assured me that the washing was always done at the correct and recommended temperature. So that left me with my third theory. I was returning to the fact that I thought it might be one of my son's shirts this time round, and I said slightly accusingly, I said, darling, are you actually trying to wind me up? I've just checked the label and yes, it does confirm it's my size. Have you, just for a bit of fun, taken the label out of one of my shirts and sewn it back into one of my kids' shirts, thereby tricking me? No, she said, quite assuringly, it is your shirt. Now, of course, as you've been listening to this, you'll be way ahead of me. You know why the shirt didn't fit. You know I didn't exercise enough and I ate too much. So what's the moral of the story? Well, sometimes we need to take responsibility for ourselves, do we not? We need to take responsibility for our actions and our behaviour and our circumstances. We can change things, but standing there simply trying to lay the blame on somebody or something else's shoulders, well, that's not so clever.